Excellency Muazzam Ahmad Khan, Pakistan High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, officers of Ministry of Commerce and Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, distinguished businessmen from the UK and Pakistan side. Good morning in UK and good afternoon in Pakistan. Let me first of all introduce myself. I'm Shafiq Shahzad, Trade Minister, Pakistan High Commission, London, and I have with me Mr. Akhtar, Commercial Secretary, Consulate General, Manchester. Ladies and gentlemen, COVID-19 pandemic that started as a health crisis has turned into a global calamity, and it has forced B2B buyers and sellers to go digital in a massive way. What started out as a crisis response has now become a new normal. And adopting this new normal, Trade Development Authority of Pakistan has come up with this idea of first ever textile virtual exhibition starting today and will be ending on 5th of February. During this event, leading Pakistani manufacturers of textile and apparel will showcase their wide range of products produced in Pakistan. On this eve, we at Pakistan High Commission, in collaboration with Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, are organizing with the aim to connect buyers with sellers, create awareness about the UK market and its potential, and highlight the potential of Pakistan as the next sourcing destination for the textile and apparel products. So here we start our formal proceedings for today's webinar. I would first of all request Excellency Muazzam Ahmad Khan, Pakistan High Commissioner to the United Kingdom, to deliver his opening statement. Over to you, sir. Sir, you are muted, sir.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Director General TDAP, Mr. Basit Rauf, respected business leaders, exporters and importers, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum. It is indeed a great honor and privilege for me to address this August virtual gathering made possible by the TDAP, that is Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, of course, we all know. I would also like to congratulate the Ministry of Commerce and TDAP for successfully organizing the first international virtual textile exhibition, which is a one-stop sourcing event for home textiles, ready-made garments, high-end fashion garments, fabrics, and of course, personal protective equipment. Ladies and gentlemen, as we all know, the textile sector enjoys almost 60% share in Pakistan's total exports. Pakistan is also one of the very few countries of the world which houses the entire value chain of textile products. Textile sector contributes nearly 1/4 of industrial value-added products and provides employment to 40% of our industrial labor force. This value-added subsector of textile industry is a made-up sector which in addition to meeting local needs, exports products under different categories, including garments, hosiery, bedwear, towels, and tents, etc. My dear friends, geographically, Pakistan finds itself in a high economic growth zone, which is fast becoming the economic epicenter of the world. More than 40% of the entire global consumer base and an import market of US $2.15 trillion is available on its immediate borders in China, India, Iran, and Afghanistan. With a population of over 200 million, and an economy of $304 billion, as well as the eighth largest labor force. Pakistan has been the driving force for market-seeking foreign direct investments and provides the base for generating economies of scale for generating competitive export surplus. Pakistan follows liberal investment regime and facilitation being its former cornerstone for investors' confidence and conducive environment to attract local and foreign investment. Textile sector is among the priority sector notified by Board of Investment to attract local and foreign investment. Pakistan investment policy is based on the four principles, namely, one, reducing the cost of doing business, reducing the process of doing business, ease of doing business with creation of industrial cluster and special economic zone, and fourth, linkages of trade, industrial, and monetary policies for greater convergence. To promote investment in textile sector, the current textile policy is based on the following contours: image building, promotion, lead times, buying houses, and world-class logistics and distributions. Smooth and easy duty and taxes remission scheme, bonded warehouse, long-term financing facility, drawback local taxes and levies, and taxation system. Availability of fabric and accessories with liberal import policy, establishment of training, entrepreneurship, and technology center, provision of utilities, connectivity, SEZs, and integrated parts. Ladies and gentlemen, in the UK, Pakistan textile products are enjoying duty-free access under enhanced framework, formerly known as GSP Plus, compared to its competitors, that is India and China. As a result of these concessions, there had been exponential growth in the export of textile products, and currently about 75% of Pakistan's exports to
exhibition, how many participants, and how is it taking place? And after that, we'll start our presentation. Over to Basit sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. On the behalf of Trade Development Authority of Pakistan, I would like to take this moment to extend my sincere notes of thanks to His Excellency Mr. Muazzam Ahmad Khan Sahab, Pakistan High Commissioner to UK, and Mr. Shafiq Shehzad Sahab, Trade and Investment Minister, London, and distinguished speakers and the business community from both sides, that is from UK as well as from Pakistan. So I would just like briefly explain about what is the Texpo. Texpo is a product-specific textile exhibition of Pakistan held on alternative year. The first edition of the Texpo Pakistan was started in 2016. The last Texpo that was held in 2019 measured its success with almost trade export orders worth of $600 million, and we hosted more than 360 foreign buyers, which proves the capability of the Pakistan's textile-based products and TDP's efforts to elevate the Texpo to the new heights in just a few years. So due to the global pandemic situation, the time the Texpo 2021 organized virtually, the first virtual Texpo 2021 is operating 24 hours for 5 days from 1st February to 5th February, offering convenience for the buyers and the visitors around the world. Almost top 57 brands of the Pakistans are participating in this mega virtual exhibition, and so far around 3,000 participants have been registered to visit this show. The Virtual Expo 2021 is our first international textile exhibition, which consists of three segments. One is the exhibition, in which our exhibitors are displaying their products and showcasing their products, as well as the images of their products and the certificates which they have got, the compliance certificate, such kind of things. And the second portion of this virtual textile exhibition is the webinar, and we are hosting webinars for the 4 days, which will be mainly focusing on the textile industry of the Pakistan with perspective of the global as well as the regional perspective. And then the third is a trend gallery. In the trend gallery, we have developed 4 workshops for the 4 different designers from the Pakistans, which will be giving the audience the very useful information about the development of the fashion industry in Pakistan. For the convenience of the visitors and the buyers, exhibition area has been divided into 5 products: yeah, home textile, ready-made garments, high-end fashion garments, fabrics, and personal protective equipment. In the personal protective equipment section, we have selected those companies which have got the CE as well as FDA certifications, like Anwar Khaja Composite Industries from Sialkot. For the education and information of buyers and stakeholders, the series of these workshops and webinars will be useful. One of the interesting features of the I have already explained is the trend gallery, which showcases the current fashion trends of the Pakistan. Virtual Expo 2021 platform is convenient and user-friendly for the exhibitors, visitors, and buyers. And one of the distinguished features of this exhibition is that the visitors can easily interact and arrange B2B meetings 24 hours for 5 days from different medias like Zoom, WeChat, Google Plus, so on. It is also providing a real-time data to all the stakeholders on spot selling, because the visitors have the dashboards as well as the exhibitors will be having the dashboards. Through that dashboards, they can collect the real-time information regarding the exhibition. I think the virtual expo is a stepping stone for us and sets the stage for the other sectors to conduct trade exhibitions digitally as far as this pandemic situation is going on. This initiative also pushes us a positive image of the Pakistan's technologically driven and dedicated to push boundaries and seek modern solutions. I think this is a huge milestone for the Ministry of Commerce as well as for TDAP and for the High Commission of London, and we are looking forward to the experience and learn from this. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you very much, Basit Saab. Thanks for this brief introduction about Texpo. I will just briefly share a couple of slides regarding market access that we have gained in the UK market for the benefit of Pakistani exporters and manufacturers, and a few tariff-related issues that I'll like to highlight today for the consumption of importers who are joining from the UK side. Here. Can everybody see this slide?
Yes, sir.
Yes. A brief snapshot about the UK side. Most of us aware of this market, but just to let you know that this is a country with per capita income of more than 31,000 pounds and imports roughly 700 billion US dollars. Population is 67 million.
The slide is not visible.
सर स्लाइड आपकी नहीं नजर आ रही, पहले नजर आ रही थी, अब फिर देखें।
अब देखिएगा जी।
सर यस ओके सर।
Okay. So this was the first slide, which tells about a brief economic landscape of UK with per capita income of 31,000 pounds and imports roughly 700 billion US dollars. That's the two significant features. This is historical trends of Pakistan's trade with UK starting from 2013, 1 year prior to the GSP Plus facility that we got in EU side till last year. So you can see our exports remain more or less consistent with this figure of 1.6, 1.7. These are the monthly figures, and it's very heartening to note that during the 6 months of the last fiscal year, we, as mentioned by Excellency High Commissioner, we for the first time in the history crossed $1 billion mark of Pakistan's exports to UK. So despite this COVID challenge, Pakistan's exports have been increasing during this period, and roughly the growth has been during this period have been more than 20%, which is a good sign. But of course, we should not be complacent with this growth, and we need to sustain this growth momentum. GSP scheme, as we all know that after Brexit, UK is no more part of the customs union, EU custom union. However, they have announced their own GSP scheme, and Pakistan has been given concessions at par with the GSP Plus facility, and this will remain effective till 2023. Under this trade concession schemes, more than 90% of Pakistan's exports are subject to zero duty. So that's a big facility that Pakistan is benefiting from in the UK market. Along with Pakistan, there are 8 other countries I have mentioned in red color. These are beneficiary of the enhanced preference scheme, enhanced framework, they call it, like in EU, they call it GSP Plus facility. 3 sectors that I have picked up for the knowledge of the participants. You can see in these 3 chapters, chapters 61, 62, and 63, UK's global imports in just 3 chapters is 27 billion US dollars, which is a very heavy figure. With home textiles, $2.6 billion, articles of apparel knitted 13 billion, and roughly 12 billion not knitted apparel. In these chapters, the good thing is, and the purpose for showing this slide is that look at the Pakistan's global exports in these 3 chapters. Out of its $24 billion export basket, these 3 chapters constitute around 50%, or you can say 45% of Pakistan's global exports. So we do have the potential. We export globally. We are competitive and meeting international demand, supplying to all top end brands in these 3 sectors. However, in the UK, Pakistan occupies a good position in home textiles, occupying a share of 20%, whereas there is a huge scope still in chapter 61 and 62, where Pakistan's share is just minimal, with 3.2% and 2.7% respectively in these 2 chapters. But the good sign is that during this COVID period, these two chapters have shown tremendous growth in Pakistan's exports and have actually contributed to what increase that we have registered in this market. For the knowledge of some of the participants, In these, if you see chapter 63, which is home textiles, Pakistan's major competitor is China. Our duty on China is 12%, where Pakistan's home textiles are subject to zero duty. Even India enjoying preferences of just around 3%. So tariff on India is 9.6. Turkey, Bangladesh, and Vietnam, they're also subject to zero duty, but they do not figure very significantly in this chapter. In chapter 61, which is apparel, China is a leading supplier with 19% share, followed by Bangladesh, Turkey, India, and then Pakistan. So this is for our manufacturers that Pakistan enjoys 0% duty, but share is not really much. So we can, take benefit of it, this market, and even for the importers, that they know that, as evident from the previous slide, that we produce good quality apparel, and with 0% duty, we must take advantage of this product in the UK market. This is chapter 62. In this chapter, China is again leading with 20% share, followed by Bangladesh 14%, India, Vietnam, and then is Pakistan. But the good thing for Pakistan, like Bangladesh, being LDC, Bangladesh enjoys 0% duty, but Pakistan is also benefiting from zero duty market access, which will be available at least for 3 years, and then the scheme will inshallah be renewed. So these, with these couple of slides, just few facts that I wanted to share with you. I'll invite my next speakers. We have with us Mr. Usman Kanwar, who is Director General Textile Division, Ministry of Commerce and Textile, an old friend and a very good expert on textiles of textile industry of Pakistan. I'll invite Usman sir, and he'll share with you his thoughts about the textile sector prospects and potential in Pakistan. Over to you, Usman sir.
Thank you, Shafiq Shahzad Saab. Can you hear me? Am I loud and clear?
Yes, please. Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. His Excellency Mohsen Saab, my great friend Shafiq Shahzad Saab, Basit Saab, dear all colleagues and virtual guests, good afternoon from Islamabad, Pakistan. I have made a slide, a short presentation for you, and we can have a run, and you can get the idea that how textile is based here in Pakistan. Just allow me a few seconds to share my screen with you. Yeah. Can you see the screen?
No, not yet, sir.
Okay. Yes, can you now?
Yes, Usman sir, we can see now.
Pakistan is one of the few countries in the world that has the value chain available, starting from cotton until the last that is fashions. So we are the best country we have a cotton production. We are currently the 5th largest cotton producer in the world, and our production is close to 8 million bales to 40 million bales. We have a purified terephthalic acid plant in Pakistan, having a production of around 500,000 tons. We do have polyester staple fiber manufacturing in Pakistan. We have polyester filament yarn manufacturing in Pakistan. We have a large spinning base comprised of close to 13 million spindles. We have weaving base available. We have roughly around 400,000 power looms and 30,000 shutterless looms here in Pakistan. On the processing side, we have 700 processing units in Pakistan. And on stitching side, we have 5,000 factories which are working in producing knit and woven garments in Pakistan. So other than China, Turkey, India, we are in that list which got this whole supply chain. Now, if we look at the advantages of Pakistan textiles value chain, we have vertically integrated units available, having large production base. Raw material is readily available, so we have speed to market. Our lead times are less than our competitors. Government of Pakistan has been providing various facilities to the textile sector, due to which we are very competitive in the world. Currently, we are providing electricity at 9 cents. The gas is available at competitive price as well. This is close to $6.5 per MMBTU. Currently in Pakistan, this is the third, in most of the families, this is the third generation who are working in textiles. So we have a very good knowledge base among our entrepreneurs. And lastly, we have a very young, abundant labor force available, and they are quite productive. For Pakistan, textile is very significant and it has international ranking as well. We are fifth largest cotton producer. It also contributes 40% in industrial employment. In value-added side, we are around 20%. And in total exports, textile has a share of around 60%. These are few of the brands working in Pakistan, you all know. So just to show that we are producing quality products. These all are. This is just a look at the world textile exports that were before WTO, that was close to 400 billion US dollars. Now it is expanded to nearly 850 US dollars. And Pakistan, we are doing pretty well. And currently we are exporting close to 13.5 billion US dollars to the world. These are our international ranking in textiles and clothing. And you can see that Pakistan, which was 17th in 1980, currently we are 11th in textiles side. On an apparel side, we are currently the...
Usman sir, sorry to interrupt you. I'm receiving complaints that...
Sir, I'm coming. Yes.
Just wait. My request to TDAP that I'm receiving complaints that departments cannot hear us. Are we audible or not?
Yeah, we are. So you are audible, sir. We are listening. Where?
But the participants from the UK side, they are unable to, hear presentation, and even in my presentation, they cannot. They just see the slides.
I can hear.
Shafisa, can you hear?
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
I also can hear.
Anybody from the participants, if you unmute it, let me check, because we are the main speakers, so maybe it's within us. Okay, yes, it's working now. Usman sir, please start.
This is just to present a little bit, our. I hope you can hear me now, Shafisa.
Gigi sir, please carry on.
Yeah, okay. This is just for, export partners. US is the largest export partner for textiles, and then followed by United Kingdom, Germany, China. So nearly in all the countries, we have a good presence available. Just to present that, we are one of the countries in the world who has ratified all the 8 labor conventions, core conventions of ILO. And this is just a list to show that how many companies in Pakistan, they have these compliance certification available. So you can see that, in GOTS, we got 230, LEED 36, ISO 50,001, 16, 45,000, 14,000. So, it's a good blend of companies having all the major certifications.
Usman Sab, are you there? Usman Sab, you are mute, please. Please unmute yourself. Yes. Please go ahead. Yes, sir, please carry on.
So this is just to, yes, this is just this is our GSP plus status, which would be applicable till 31st of December 2023. And under the GSP plus scheme, everything from textiles to Europe is duty free. Everything, every chapter starting from 50 to 63, it is duty free and will be available. This benefit will remain available till 31st of December 2023. So we have got a very good opportunity available. I'm sorry. This is just another list of this is another just list of Pakistan's free trade agreements. Free trade agreements they have with the China Free Trade Agreement Phase 2, which was done under the leadership of Mr. Shafiq Shahzad. And under this agreement, we got one of the best package from the China product, which means to us is duty free in China. So this is a great achievement, and we have to take the opportunity and get use of this Pakistan-China Free Trade Agreement and explore the Chinese market. CPEC is another area of advantage for us, under which we have these parameters available. Currently, we are working on the industrial development, industrial parks with the Chinese side. The important thing that in Pakistan, this sector is regulated by textile policy. The first textile policy was for the period 2009-14. The second textile policy was for the period 2014-19. And now with the help of our stakeholders, we have formulated the third textiles policy, which is under consideration by the federal government. It has been submitted to the Economic Coordination Committee of the Cabinet, and currently it's been discussed over there. The vision of the policy is to fully utilize potential of homegrown cotton augmented by the man-made fibers, because the world is shifting from the cotton to the man-made fiber and filament side. Our mission statement is very clear: it's to provide conducive business environment, consistent, stable, and foreseeable, and level playing field and export-oriented textiles and apparel value chain. The guiding principles is value-added products, which Mr. Shafiq Shahzad was mentioning, that it is the garment chapter 61 and 62, which we have to focus. And this is exactly the same that we are following this in our textiles policy. SMEs would be our priority, product diversification, more MNF utilization, making industry internationally competitive. I will come to that. Cotton production, we are currently on declining side, but we have this potential available and we can restore anytime the production over there. Investments available to attract, investment in machinery and employment generation. This is our objective, basically. The four pillars in the policy is number one, reduce cost of doing business, financial assistance, sector-specific initiatives, and ST building. I'll a little bit explain them, but I won't be able to share the numbers at this stage because the policy is currently with the cabinet. So, until it is finalized and approved, it will be difficult to share the numbers there. But we have investment, financing, subsidies, availability of fabric and accessories, utilities, trainings, tariff rationalization, temporary importation schemes, image building, marketing is all part of that. The main features are state-of-the-art industrial cities, fiscal support to establish new units, reducing cost of electricity, and providing the energy at competitive price for 5 years, Tariff rationalization, we want to bring down all the tariffs on our raw materials and semi-processed raw material. We want to simplify the taxation regime. Along with that, we want to simplify the temporary importation schemes. Research and development, a priority area. Although you have seen that we have quite a company, close to 3,000 who have got these compliance certification, we want to have more number in that. So compliance would be a priority sector, priority for us in textile policy. Vocational trainings, because if we want to move in the garment side, then we need to train women, especially women, and in the garment industry. Market access, Mr. Shafiq can tell better, and he is part of the trade negotiations with Turkey and Thailand, which is currently we are considering, and aggressive marketing. And, we also want to facilitate our international buyers to open their sourcing offices in Pakistan. So there would be some facilitation for them in our upcoming textiles policy. Thank you.
Thank you,
Shafiq
sponsor.
Saab, can you hear me?
Ji, please. Thank you, sir. Thanks for your
I
presentation.
hope I didn't take much of your time. I tried to finish it as per the schedule you have given.
When I said player, sir, and we made it very well. Thank you very much. We have with us our next speaker. We have two more speakers. One from the UK side, we have with us Mr. Saeed Khilji. He is the chairman of Textile Manufacturers Association and Leicester and chairman International Textile Organization Leicester. He'll give you a brief introduction and also the demands and the fashion trends and what's going on in the UK market. He has been sourcing from Pakistan side as well, so knows quite a bit about Pakistan's supply side as well. It's over to you, Saeed Saab.
Thank you, Sajal Bhai. Hello, everybody. It's my pleasure to be speaking today at Texpo. But before I start, I would like to thank Mr. Muazzam Ahmed Khan Saab, High Commissioner of Pakistan, and Sajal Shafiq Saab, Trade Minister, Trade and Finance Minister of Pakistan. For years, I have been activist and promoter to the textile industry in UK. I have worked very closely with so many brands, and I presented association and manufacturers to so many brands. We have such an incredible panels of speakers, and the debates we are having are so important for the future of the fashion and textile industry in Pakistan and its continual relationship with the United Kingdom. So, as you all know, all this situation has changed after COVID-19 pandemic. And as we know, we are using first virtual Texpo. That leads me to start with technology. This is the biggest takeaway we can take from 2020. We need to start using technology. Data and digital intelligence will inform the majority of strategies taken by retailers across the world. And this was the case even before the pandemic, especially for those whose job is based on reactively. All the brands before pandemic, they were doing online stores, but they were not focusing so many on 100%. But they have retail stores, but now situation has changed, and every single brand, if they need to survive, they have to focus online. So online business are crucial in UK and everywhere, as we can see. And if you have heard about Debenhams and Arcadia Group, this is the biggest sign for us how the market changing, how the people are reacting, and what will be the future is. So what we can take from these situations and what we need to do. We all know we cannot meet as a supplier, as a manufacturers, you cannot have facility to meet your buyers. You don't have fashion shows to attend. You don't have any other facility to meet one-to-one. So in these circumstances, we have to rely on technology. We have to rely on artificial intelligence. Every single retailers, they are looking for new suppliers always. We need, as a supplier, we need to make buyer's job very easy. Every single buyer, they want to source from Pakistan. The Pakistan has product, but what we don't have is right way to work, right? We have communication gap. So we need to fulfill this gap, and we need to look forward with the technology. We can go back to the trend. As we all know, there is a seasonless trend now. There's all the collection are seasonless. There's no summer, no winter, nothing. The biggest reason is lockdown. Everywhere we are in lockdown. I'm still at home, as you can see. I can't go to office, so we are in lockdown. And when people are in lockdown, they are not bothering to buy dresses. They don't bother to buy any party dresses or anything else. And this is the one reason you have seen in 2010, 2020 that loungewear has done very best, and all the loungewear items was best selling during the height of global lockdown. And it will continue for 2021 as well. So Pakistan is one of the best sourcing country for all the brands for loungewear. As Pakistan fleece are best, Pakistan doing very good product in fleece. The hand fields of Pakistan is one of the best hand field in the world. So Pakistan has very good opportunity to increase the sales, increase the business with around the world, not only in UK. Especially when I've spoken to UK retailers many times, they have some concern, which I will speak to Mr. Safiq Shahzad and High Commissioner later on, and we will try to arrange meeting one-to-one with all the retailers and try to solve the problems. All the retailers, they try to give best experience to the customers virtually and online. As you can see, all the retailers are now starting virtual shops. So as a supplier, as a manufacturers, we need to think how we can adapt this technology. This is the biggest challenge we will face in the world. It's new. We are all learning, but it's not impossible things. And this is the only way we can move forward. We all need to adapt this new technology. We need to adapt the new way of the working, especially in Pakistan, Asian country. We all are very behind in technology, as we all know. But we need to push forward our manufacturers. We need to push our people to learn new technology and use this technology to connect with the world and make buyers' job easy, so they can rely on us and they can buy any product very peacefully, and they don't have any product. Again, the consumer side, they are also very particular. Before pandemic, we all know, especially in UK, everybody wants product now. They want to click and they want to go to the shop, they want to buy right away, and they want that product same time. But now in pandemic, see everything has changed. The mindset of people has been changed. So retailers also looking for sustainability and product that can sustain, that can help economy, that can help our environment. Also customer, they also very concerned about environment. So that leads to us how important is sustainability. As global landscape and the consumer change, environment sustainability is now commodity that should be at the core of every fashion house. Seasonless, low impact, functional, comfortable, and smart fabric will be in rise. Denim, as Pakistan is very good in denim as well. Denim has also been hugely important during the pandemic. This is the staple that consumers always want there in noticeable shift happening in the way designing or sourcing the material to the collection after the pandemic. Finally, we all know world has changed and we all looking different way to work, and it's important to impasse the consumer changes. Brand and ultimately the suppliers and producer will have to adapt to these new realities. Asian apparel in particular will go through a tremendous shift as it looks to redefine this industry and remain a key point for retailers in the UK. So I hope we can continue doing business with Pakistan, and Pakistan can continue growing with new technology. And if any help, any supplier or any manufacturers who are listening to me, if they need any help in technology or any trends or in any ways, we are here to help. Please contact Mr. Safiq Sajad or your Trade Commerce Ministry, and we will definitely try to help you. Thank you very much to giving me this opportunity, Safiq Bhai, and I'm wishing you all the best for this.
Thank you, Khilji Sahab. Thanks for highlighting some of the challenges and the issues that we exporters from Pakistan side are facing, and also from your side, what the importers actually, the kind of challenges that come across while sourcing from Pakistan. Thanks for your support. In the end, I'd request Miss Faryal Sadiq. She is the Vice President, Sales and Marketing, Mrs. Interloop Private Limited, one of the renowned socks manufacturing factory and a factory where we Pakistanis can really take proud of. Over to Miss Faryal, and she will share with you some her thoughts about the apparel sector of Pakistan.
Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Good morning and good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to start by thanking TDAP for organizing the first virtual Texpo, bringing buyers and sourcing organizations to the incredible textile industry of Pakistan. I'm also very honored to have the opportunity to be part of this panel and in the presence of His Excellency, Mr. Mozam Ahmed. So thank you for the opportunity. I will begin by sharing some content and giving everyone an overview about a little bit about Interloop, what we do, and the place of Pakistan textile and apparel sector in the world. So just let me know when you're able to see my content.
Not yet.
Is it visible now? I've shared
Yes.
it. Okay, great. So Interloop Limited, like already introduced, we are one of the largest manufacturers of hosiery products in Pakistan, but also around the world. We have been working or operating for the past 3 decades with the mission to be an agent of positive change for stakeholders and community by pursuing an ethical and sustainable business. Those two are fundamental to how we operate. And we've been implementing multiple globally recognized standards that address environmental and social impacts, aligning ourselves with the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. So that philosophy that runs throughout our business, through our different categories, no matter where we're operating. We are a multi-category apparel and accessory manufacturer, vertically integrated. So our history has been with hosiery and socks. We are one of the largest in the world, producing annually about 700 million pairs of socks. But we've also diversified into other categories, really building upon our ethos of responsible manufacturing across all those categories. So we also are a producer of top quality denim products. We have a capacity of about 1 million pieces a month, so that's 12 million annually. And we diversified into knitwear and seamless activewear products. Again, like shared by Mr. Mr. Said Khilji already, knitwear has seen explosive growth over the last few years as the trends of athleisure have been at the forefront, and that's only been compounded by COVID-19. Our categories have fared relatively well in Pakistan. It's quite well suited to capture the demand for knitwear and seamless activewear products. We make these products for some of the top brands and retailers around the world. We have a portfolio from US to Europe to Japan, and we're proud that we have some deep relationship that's built on a history of outstanding service, great quality products, and responsible manufacturing. We operate from two main manufacturing regions, Pakistan and Sri Lanka, and have our sales offices in the US, Europe, Japan, and China. We have a team of 21,000 people who work for Interloop, all passionate about the products that we make and really have environmental consciousness and social consciousness deeply embedded in our values. We are an integral part of the Pakistan textile industry, and I won't spend too much time on going over these numbers because Mr. Usman Khavar has already done a great job in highlighting different features of the textile sector of Pakistan. Although some numbers to reiterate are we employ about 40% of the industrial workforce. So that's a huge source of employment for the young population in Pakistan. The textile sector is also 60% of Pakistan's exports. So the first half that we've just concluded, July to December, that was about close to $7 billion. We're also one of the 10th largest exporters of textile products globally. This includes all kind of high value apparel as well as more basic products like yarns and cloth. I think what's important to understand is that the textile sector has really seen, I'd say, quite tremendous growth over the last 6 months. Although sitting in March, none of us would have foreseen how the market forces would play out. The last 6 months have proved to be very fruitful for the Pakistan. Are you able to hear me? Because I'm getting messages that I'm on mute.
Yes, there were a few interceptions. Yes, you can carry on now.
Okay, great. So great growth over the last 6 months, but I think what's even more important to highlight is, and I'll do that over the next slide, is that the growth of overall Pakistan textile sector has been 8%. But if we look at how that growth has been split between value-added apparel goods, so knitwear, ready-made goods, that's about 17 to 20% of growth just within that value-added garment sector. And within textile, within knitwear, hosiery itself has screened even further incredible growth of about 40%. So the scope of value-added goods in Pakistan has increased a lot, and Loop plus other manufacturers are in a great position to capture that growth, given that we can meet some of the fundamentals of changing business needs, like automation, like digital services, in further investment in compliance and responsible manufacturing. Can you see my slides moving?
You are still stuck with the one slide. I don't know. You still.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Yes. Maybe try it again.
Okay, just let me know when you're able to see.
Yes, it's scrolling up. Yes.
Okay, so I'm on the textile sector of Pakistan. Is that visible to you?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay, great. So I was just emphasizing that the textile exports for the first 6 months, which have been 7.4 billion, have seen a tremendous increase of 8%. But when you dig down deeper and you look at knitwear, hosiery, that's grown by 17%. Hosiery specifically, so socks has grown by 40%. December alone, we saw tremendous growth of 33%. If you look at ready-made garments, that grew by 6%. Our homeware collection that grew by 20%. So there's incredible growth when we look at the more value end of the sector. Cotton cloth and yarn has actually seen a decrease in its exports, which at the outset might sound troubling, but if you really look at it, what that means is that we've been using the cloth and the yarns to support export of more value added apparel goods, which is the future and which is where we need to migrate to, and which is where the opportunity is. When we look at the numbers, we saw the numbers in the UK, we saw the numbers from the US. There's great potential within the ready-made garments and apparel sector. And if you look at the Pakistan textile policy that we are hopeful is going to be coming out soon, it will further strengthen the expansion and automation of this sector. So if you look at the textile policy, as already explained by different participants, there's a robust policy proposal in place with the aim to increase the textile goods to 25 billion by 2025 and to 50 billion by 2030. So quite an aggressive policy, but there's a clear roadmap which lays out how we'll achieve that, and that's through ease of improving the ease of doing business, creating investment clusters, making investment easier. And we can see in the last 6 months that there has been investment acceleration by different organizations in Pakistan. So there's rapid expansion in capacity and automation within multiple sectors. We see a lot of investment in denim capacity, a lot of investment in towels. Interloop itself is expanding its hosiery plant. So we have another plant with 1,200 addition of machines, plus investment in knitwear and in seamless and denim as well. Along with capacity enhancement, investment is going to be key in automation. So digitizing our supply chain, providing real-time quality and production data to our customers, digitally creating products. So providing those services to our customers at a very short lead time and with speed and agility is going to be incredibly important. It was always important, but in the last 9 months, the importance has only increased further. And last but not the least, responsible manufacturing. Some of the customers that are looking towards Pakistan and are looking to expand have deeply embedded themselves with responsible manufacturing ethos. If you look at not only the geographical location, but also natural elements in Pakistan, its conduciveness as a country of cotton production, our position in the supply chain. There are lots of areas that we can strengthen in Pakistan and put ourselves together on the world map as a responsible manufacturing hub. So investment in sustainable raw materials. Pakistan is a big cotton producing belt, but we have almost non-existent supply of organic cotton. Organic cotton is a key material going forward, and we have the pleasure of partnering with Organic Cotton Accelerator, which is coming to Pakistan to develop a organic cotton supply chain in Pakistan, which is going to be key sustainable raw material going forward. Carbon footprint reduction. So greenhouse gases is a key agenda point for our customers, and they've all most of them have signed up to the Charter of Fashion with the UN to reduce those. So investment in renewable energies, in energy efficient equipment is important, and that's going to be a key focus for customers coming to Pakistan on what policies and what infrastructure Pakistan has in place to support carbon footprint reduction. And last, and one of the most important, is fair working conditions. So Pakistan has a huge labor workforce, and we employ millions of workers in the textile sector. Ensuring compliances whether it's LEED certification or whether it's ISO certification is very important, but we have to go above and beyond compliance and really look at the big picture. So Interloop Socks facility is one of the first socks facility in the world to be fair trade certified. So bringing such names to Pakistan is going to further enhance our image, and we have to work collectively to be able to bring such organizations to Pakistan. So I'd say the future looks bright. We have to work together and collectively invest in capacity enhancement, in automation of our sector, and in responsible manufacturing. Pakistan should be able to capture on the incredible growth that is coming our way. So that's it from me. Thank you very much. And if there are any questions, I'd be happy to answer those.
Thank you, Ms. Faryal. Thanks for a very nice overview of Pakistan's textile industry and how we are trying to move up the ladder in the textile value chain. I think we are done with all the speakers. Just on the end note that we have with us Mr. Muhammad Akhtar. He is Pakistan's Commercial Attaché at Manchester office. He is also with us. Akhtar Saab, would you like to say a few things and then we may conclude our session, please?
Thank you very much, sir. Excellency Muazzam Ahmed Khan Saab, High Commissioner for Pakistan to UK, Director General TDAP, Basit Rauf Saab, keynote speakers, leading business person, importers, as well as exporters, ladies and gentlemen. I think our keynote speakers have covered all the areas related to the textile sector of Pakistan, as well as opportunities in the UK market. I would like to thank the TDAP and would like to congratulate them to arranging such a first virtual textile exhibition during this pandemic and ensuring the participation from the big textile companies from Pakistan. And hopefully this event would help us in connecting them with the businesses here in the UK. Because as pointed out by Saeed Khilji Saab, the businesses are looking to diversify because the lesson they learned from this pandemic is that they shouldn't, to avoid from the disruption of the value chain, they shouldn't start sourcing from a single country. They should diversify their sourcing. So the countries are looking in terms of the trade as well as in terms of the investment to diversify their sourcing. So it's a good opportunity for the businesses in Pakistan to connect with the UK importers, the textile importers here in the UK. And secondly, I would like to say that as rightly pointed out by the High Commissioner of Pakistan, His Excellency Muazzam Ahmed Khan, and covered in detail by Trade and Investment Minister London Sheikh Ahmed Shahzad Saab, that UK is a big market for the textile product. If we could see only in the 3 chapters, like 61, 62, 63 chapter, it's a market of about $30 billion US, and the Pakistan share is just around about 3%. So there is a big opportunity for the Pakistan textiles sector to grow in this market and to capture more share in the UK, because we have a duty-free access as well under the GSP Plus or the enhanced framework, newly announced framework by the UK. And in the end, I would like to say that the Pakistan Trade and Investment Section, London and the Manchester, they are available 24/7 during this event as well as after the event to connect the businesses from the UK to their reliable partners in Pakistan. So we extend full facilitation to them in arranging their B2B meeting or in connecting them with the exporters in Pakistan. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you, Akhtar Saab. Thank you very much. I think we are nearing our webinar. Just on the concluding note, I personally also like to thank TDAP and especially Basit Saab for organizing this mega event. We wish TDAP a big success and will continue to to work on that. Just one note from my side that we are sending good signals, good vibes from the UK side as exports are growing, remittances are growing, and also hearing some good news from Pakistan side as industry is reviving. We need to continue to maintain this momentum. We should not be complacent with what we have done. and we need to continue to work for the promotion of Pakistan's trade globally as well as in the UK market. Basit Saab, if you want to say something, it's over to you, sir. And how to proceed further. If we are done with it, then maybe we can close our session. Over to you, sir.
Thank you so much, sir. Sir, I just would like to add that this webinar has been very useful and highlighted very important features of the textile industry of Pakistan, as well as from this webinar, our participants have known that the chapter 61, 62, and 63 has a tremendous potential with respect to the UK market. The future of the textile industry is bright, as Ms. Frayal has mentioned in his speech. So with this note, I thank all of you, especially His Excellency Mr. Moazzam Ahmed Khan Sahab, Sir Shafiq, yourself, and the Akhtar, our young officer from the Manchester, Khilji Saab, and Frayal, the speakers who have taken the precious times and participated in this webinar and furnished very important information for the participants of this webinar. With this, I am really grateful all of you for making this webinar very successful. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Saeed Khilji Saab, thank you so much, Ms. Faryal, Usman Saab, everybody, and all the participants. Once again, thanks for sparing your precious time and joining this event. Thank you very much, and have a good day. Thank you.
Thank you.